Good evening. Oh my goodness, I already walked over my words. Good evening. Welcome to another cast of VRML Orion Drift. Today we'll have an exciting game between xZEN and SDC. My name is Martini, and I have Alpha Foxtrot once again in the casting booth with me. How are we feeling today, Alpha?
What's up, Martini? This cast is going to be interesting. I actually don't know anything about either of these teams, so we're going to learn a lot and see what they've got for us. What's in store?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the community votes, it looks like we do have some strong opinions. I mean, check out the xZEN side, 15-1 for SDC. Both teams, though, have already won their games this season, so both of them coming in with some pretty strong showing. We'll see, though, what ends up happening, obviously, in this game when they come head-to-head. And this is kind of the fun, you know, as we get later and later into the matchups, because these teams tend to have a couple more wins under their belt, and they're closer in terms of their skills. So we'll see what ends up happening as both teams are already in here. But have you looked at any of the player histories or even the prior games they played?
So both of these teams won their first game, and this is going to end. Yeah, both of these won their first game. This is going to be their second game for both of them. Sorry to check my notes there. And yeah, they're moving closer to getting that MMR. Looks like next week both these teams are avoiding challenge matches for the time being. So next week they'll get their MMR and they'll get ranked on the board. I did see some teams are already at that stage. So it's very exciting as we move into the second, third week and we start to see really how everyone's shaping up.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what they end up doing between these two. I saw some of them already in the chat having some strong opinions that they think they're going to win this game. So I'm excited to see the teams already have that kind of that tenacity, kind of like the confidence that they can make this one work. I always hop in the chat right before the game and I say, hey, who do you think is going to win this one? Let me see your opinions. And we're seeing a little bit of love for both sides, which I do love to see. So both of these teams waiting on them to get ready. I did kind of give them the all clear at this point. Reminder, I send everyone the same message. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna keep the buy in the middle of the arena. Once I've moved it, you can get started whenever. I send everyone that message, and I'm hoping, because the thing is, we need an easy way for everyone to know, hey, let's get started, because it's kind of hard to tell, because I'm not gonna, you know, hop off mid-cast. I'm like, hey, you guys can get started. So this is kind of my little message that, hey, you can get started, and it looks like the teams took the bait here. They took the bait. So we can finally kind of hop in and see what's going on.
All right, I think the ball's going pink side this time.
You think
you got pink or blue?
And it already went pink.
All right.
Wow, look at that. We should have like a little betting ring thing at some point and see which caster has the best calls by the end of the season. Anyways, Riddler coming in off a claw, ready to look for a passing option. No, it slips right past their hand and right into I Love Bets as they are moving down the arena. Goes for that deep pass over their teammate, but they do get a leech. But hey, F7 for the backup there, but looks like Riddler's going to go in for that clear.
Riddler tries to get the clear off, but it doesn't quite connect with anybody. A2 finally manages to get their hand on it and goes for a reset, but there's nobody. A2 keeps their hand on it, but F7 swoops in to grab the ball, looking for somebody open in the middle maybe. Hits a pass off to Silent to Nest, going for the first goal. No, not quite. F7 with some follow-up, but A2 finally grabs the ball and goes for a long, clear launch all the way across the arena. Oh my gosh, that clear turned into a goal. That's 0-1 for SDC. Here about 1 minute into this first match.
Nothing better than a cross arena shot. I saw them take that. They looked at it. They're like, you know what? Let me just go for this. And it worked out perfectly. I've seen so many long shots go just a little to the left, a little to the right, or even too high. And it's always good when to see it go in, because I feel like when you're the other team, you're just kicking yourself because you know that your back line messed up.
Yeah, we see them now. It looks like they brought their defense together. Carmella's trying to get the ball back to somebody on their hands on the xZEN side, and Silent finally comes away with it, looking to maybe get up out the middle and back onto the SDC side of it. Looks like there might be under sewers, trying to find somebody open in the middle. Silent's just going to keep the ball and go high with it now, but Oreo gets a hand on it and says, nuh-uh, heads right back down to the sidewalk. Looks like Camilla picked it up, still looking for a teammate, and they're just still trying to figure each other out, it seems, right now. And KDN manages to intercept a pass and bring it back to A2, try to get over to a pass for the middle there for a potential score.
Keep on going if you can. My spectator client just shut down, so we got to do a little bit of radio commentary. Please keep going.
All right, all right. So Camilla has the ball now for the pink team, bringing it up over the left-hand side, going underneath for Sewers. Pink Hat now picks it up for SDC, going over on the left-hand side, but this is just a back and forth. Camilla now for xZEN, picking up the ball, looking for a teammate that might be open somewhere in the middle, going down under Sewers, over on the right-hand side with Trench coming out. He's got two open teammates, but no pass gets off as the SDC team snags the ball and manages to take it back over onto xZEN's side. Oh, man. Pink Hat now for SDC, looking for somebody that might be open, looking for another pass, trying to get the ball up in the middle, goes for a shot on 4 goalies, but Carmilla for a Zen says, nah, that's not happening today, and takes the ball back toward the other side. Seeing lots and lots of back and forth here. xZEN now going for a pass up to F7 on Nest. F7 doing a little bit of juking, trying to get the ball out, but 2 defenders on him at the same time. Not happening today. So the ball's back under Trench, going high for a, might have been intercepted, and Carmilla does intercept that ball for xZEN now, trying to get it back onto this side.
And there we go. Carmelo trying to setting it forward, but no, A2 able to read that one and move it down the arena. No, a little bit of unfavorable geometry really preventing that from going any further. Silent goes for that deep pass over the F7. F7 looking for the shot, takes it, but Riddler's gonna be able to read that one and shoot it out for the time of being, as Oreo trying to push it forward and keep that momentum for their team, but Silent reads it again. And you're right, there's so much back and forth right now between both these teams, and always when I'm about to make commentary, someone decides to lock in and take the shot for xZEN.
Excellent shot by xZEN there. Looks like they're definitely going for that higher angle shot. And, now that we're trying to see SDC take off, they do have a Kiwi back there, but Pink Hat, does get intercepted by that Kiwi. Carmilla now for xZEN trying to take the ball. It gets knocked out of their hands by Pink Hat. Pink Hat trying to get control back after that botch start, but F7 takes it and is looking for somebody high up over goal. They get a pass off over goal. Betts takes it over Nest and tries to flip it back to F7, but just not quite successful on that back and forth.
Carmella able to come through, get some hand on that ball, forces a possession, but it looks like 2 attackers trying to come in, but they do get juked out for the time being. Carmella back on the halo, never mind. Brody on the follow-up, but that does get tackled out of their own hands. And again, so much turnover between both of these teams, so many interceptions coming in, trying to prevent these sides from going in. Remember, it's 1v1, 30 seconds on the clock. We are definitely in overtime territory. Someone's got to make a goal in pretty soon here.
Yeah, both teams' offenses reading each other very well as we come out of the gate here, but it's just whoever has the better defense might come away with the win. Looks like Silent's going to take the ball for xZEN, going over the top, trying to find somebody that's open. Does manage to get it to Betts on the sidewalk, but no, doesn't quite connect. And Oreo now in the interception range, trying to take the ball and get it back for a reset to Brody back there. We're in the final 10 seconds now. Looks like we're definitely going into overtime.
Silent coming in. Maybe this might be the final attacking opportunity here. Goes in for the shot, takes it. That's me another point on the board right now for xZEN.
That's awesome. And man, I'm hearing everybody in the arena just going absolutely wild for that shot. That buzzer beater was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they were neck and neck for a good minute. We saw that advantage coming out from SDC, but we didn't quite see them secure it in the end. We saw xZEN obviously win everything out. What did you see between both of those teams?
Both teams have some good rotations going on offense. They're getting some passes off, but they're also getting read pretty well on the other side. So there's been some jumps for some interceptions and lots of stuns that have caused the ball to just drop back onto the floor and switch possession.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out for them, but hey, we'll see if SDC, though, can finally come back on this round 2 as we come in to the next set of rounds. Remember, this is best of 5 series, so they need to win 3 total matches here to win the whole thing. Doesn't mean that SDC can't come back, and it doesn't mean that xZEN can't just finish this up in 3, as that ball is already live to Pink Hat trying to move it forward, but it does get tackled out of their hand. But it doesn't matter, their teammate gets it back. Never mind, it keeps going back and forth between both of these sides as they cannot maintain the possession for the time being. The turnover has just been insane for this game.
We see another one right there. It looked like xZEN had it, and then SDC just got right in the way, but it does end up back in the hands of xZEN, going for a high shot off a Nest. Not quite successful as Oreo for SDC picks it up. It looks like they're going to take it low on the left-hand side. Once again, fighting with Camilla on xZEN. There's just one-to-one defense. This man-to-man coverage is really messing everybody up. Camilla now has an awesome opportunity to pass up to their teammate on Nest. Fishies doesn't quite snag it, and it's back in the corner as this fight and these just little skirmishes continue on and on and on for this game.
Yeah, it keeps going back and forth. I'm waiting to see which one can finally maintain possession and get some better attacking opportunities. But this is one of those games, it's got to be hectic when you're in there, right? Because it's so much turnover, you don't quite know who's going to be able to hold it and go for an attacking opportunity. As Pink Cat tries to go for the shot, doesn't quite work out, and Oreo cannot go for the follow-up poach goal, unfortunately. But Fishy's been coming off the top, trying to maintain possession and go for an attacking opportunity for xZEN.
F7 with the ball for xZEN now, trying to take it down the arena, and just a nice clear off all the way, but right into the hands of Brody. Brody trying to get another clear out back into the hands of Carmilla. It's just the ball's back and forth and all over. Carmilla going for a shot now, and that is successful against Riddler there in the middle. So finally get 1 point on the board, almost 2 minutes into this match, 1 point for xZEN.
That was great. I wasn't sure if they can go for the shot at that angle, but they decided to go for it, and it worked out perfectly for them. Brody coming in again off the top. A hot rollout, and it just goes right past their fingers, unfortunately, as Carmella tries to go for the clear, but it sends it directly to Pink Cat's hands.
Interception to interception to interception. It ends up back in the hands of Riddler for SDC, looking for an open teammate, maybe if they can get a pass to. Finally jumps back down off of that bridge in a little bit of a backwards motion. Sees Brody up top. Brody looking to maybe get a shot, but Camilla takes the ball right out of Brody's hands and sends it back to F7 to try to get back onto the SDC side of the arena here. F7 now looking for somebody maybe in the middle, looking for a high pass to Fishies. Fishies doesn't get it. Riddler intercepts it, and now we've got SDC taking it back for what might be another goal on the xZEN side.
Yeah, Pink Cat trying to go in for some nice jukes. Does get picked up by that defender, though. It's a little unfortunate. F7, though, goes for the cross pass to Fishy, connects, takes the final shot. No, Riddler reads that one and blocks it perfectly. And talk about beautiful goaltending there, as a Pink Cat able to get the recovery. Takes the shot just past Carmella's hands.
Oh, we did definitely see xZEN learning from their early on mistakes there. They had a defender that was back to catch that long shot, but SDC didn't let up pressure and managed to take it right out of their hands and turn it into a goal. So we've now 1-1. We've seen F7 take it up. F7 looking to maybe solo, and that solo is successful. Gets another score immediately on for 2 xZEN, 1 for SDC.
Riddler looking around, trying to figure out where to make this rollout. Decides to go forward, takes it off of the top instead, and is going to be pushing it off a Halo, looking for that passing option. Goes for the cross for Pink Cat. Immediate shot, though. It's not going to connect, unfortunately, as it's still in play for SDC.
Riddler looking to get it out to Brody. See if Brody can take it in for another attempt, but doubled up with the defenders. They get it out. Fishy's now looking for maybe an open pass. Escapes that defender from the SDC side. Coming out under Stewards, and Oreo just takes it right out of their hands and is dribbling back down the other way. Ends up coming out with Oreo. Oreo goes for a shot, but Silent intercepts that and takes it back for a high attempt. Bounces off some geometry there, looking for somebody that's open, just trying to juke around Oreo, and they do get a pass out to their teammate. Looks like there's another skirmish, and Fishies tries to go for a shot, but it ends up high. F7 looking to clean it up. Carmilla looking to clean it up, and the ball ends up getting cleared back down to the xZEN side, where Silent picks it up for another reset.
Silent goes with that deep pass to Fishy, trying to go for the final shot. No, goes for the backboard instead, and I think it was just an unfortunate attempt there, but it doesn't matter. xZEN is up 1. So they're feeling a little feisty, I think, for some of these shots. Goes for another cross pass, but no one there on the receiving end. Pink Cat going to be able to read that, but Carmella comes in for their own recovery. Goes for another shot, but look at these teams. They're just going back and forth, and they just cannot get the ball onto the attacking side for SDC.
No, and SDC showing an excellent technique here. You don't always have to take the... Oh, awesome. Fishy finally gets the ball. There's no goalie and takes it in for 3-1 in the final seconds of this match.
One last attempt by SDC. They are down 2, so there's not really much they can do. This is just a consolation goal, and it does get sent down, unfortunately. But xZEN's going to be happy about that win there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I was kind of saying, SDC has an excellent technique they're demonstrating for us, which is if you've got somebody on the other team carrying the ball and you can stun them, they're not able to touch the ball for a split second thereafter. So if they're flying through the air and they lose control, now your team can have the opportunity to come and pick that up for what might be a conversion. So you don't always have to grab the ball. You just have to touch that other player to get them to drop it, and then go for that free for all.
Yeah, 3-1 for xZEN, 2-1 for them in round 1. I mean, Alpha, you think there's any out for SDC here, or they're just gonna be lost in 3?
This is still a pretty close game. I don't know that we can quite call it yet. I'm thinking we might get to see a 4th round or maybe a 5th round, but here we'll find out right now.
Yeah, as we come into round 3, 2 rounds in the pocket for xZEN. SDC down the 2. Obviously on a huge disadvantage in an uphill battle if they can try to win out this series, but it doesn't mean that they can't. There's still a chance for it to happen. Fishies, though, coming in with a beautiful hot rollout. Goes for the shot, though, off the backboard. Doesn't connect, unfortunately, with F7, and now that's going to be free for the time being.
Looks like Oreo's going to pick that up for SDC, and Fishies knocks it out of their hand. Oreo trying again now, looking for an open teammate. Got one in the middle, maybe just waiting for the timing of that pass. Excellent pass off to Pink Hat. Pink Hat going high for a goal. Avoids defender, but just barely misses that attempt. It's going to be Camilla now for xZEN who picks it up. Looking for another pass on teammate, and the geometry intercepts that pass. Right back to Camilla for a nice clear over onto the SDC side.
7 able to get that interception there. Coming down for the shot. Takes it. Goes. I thought it was about to slip right out, but it does slip back in for xZEN.
Yeah, it looks like Brody actually picked up the credit for that score. So it might have bounced off the walls, bounced off the ceiling, bounced off a couple of the defenders, and now we'll get to see how SDC tries to respond to this so they can get enough points on the board to win out at least one round for them. They go right in for something immediately. Fishies breaks that up, but Riddler for SDC trying to come up for the recovery. We see Pink Hat get a hand on it, try to hand it back into the middle, but Silent is ready for that. Looking for somebody in the middle. Nice flip up to Camilla. Camilla goes for a shot. Silent goes for the cleanup, and that is a successful attempt for now 2-0 on the xZEN side.
They have just been ramping up here, Alpha. I'm wondering, can SDC stop this momentum? They've been not able to get more than 1 goal in the last 2 rounds. They got to do something different here, otherwise we'll be going home a little bit early for SDC.
Yeah, xZEN definitely figuring out that rotation as they put another point on the board, slips right in past the defense. They're just not letting up. You know, they really seem to have figured this SDC team out. I might have to retract my previous statement, but Brody gets a nice pass off to Riddler. Riddler looking for somebody that's open, goes for a reset back to Brody. Brody trying to pass it up to Pink Hat now, and Silent is going to pick that ball up on the xZEN team and take it back the other direction.
Silent moving it down the arena, playing off the top, goes for that pass to F7. No, it gets read by Pink Hat as Carmelo tries to finish up, but it can't quite work out for them in the end. F7, though, still reads it perfectly, gets a beautiful rough angle shot, dare I say, too, on top of that. So nice style points.
Absolutely. xZEN definitely starting to clean up here now. Brody's going to take it for another attempt, and, you know, if we don't, like you said, we don't break this momentum, it's going to be pretty tough. Riddler had an opportunity there, but got punched out by Fishies. Looks going to be Carmilla who comes away with it right in front of the goal and tries to get a clear out back over to the SDC side. A little skirmish in the middle. Pink Hat with a recovery, a little self-pass there. Tries to get a pass off, but F7 snags that interception and takes it back the other way.
Gets read by Oreo as they're looking to move it down the arena. It goes for the cross pass. Pink Hat, but it just slips past their fingers, and that's something I've noticed a lot with SDC particularly. Their ball control is solid, but it's just not quite there for a variety of times. We're just falling just out of their reach, unfortunately, and that's giving that turnover to xZEN.
Yeah, we're noticing on the xZEN defense that they really fall back into goal and base everything out of the goal, and so far that's been working great for them when you've got 3 people watching that defense. They've got Fishies now taking the ball over the top, tries to get a shot in, but Riddler says not today and sends it back out. F7 grabs the ball, looking on bridge for somebody to pass to. It's knocked out of their hands, but they managed to keep possession of it just a little bit there. The ball heads back into Silent's hands for what might have been a reset. And now it's loose again up on the bridge. Brody's going to come away with it for the SDC side, and there is one defender, Silent, that's hanging back for xZEN to look for any long shots they get off. Silent does end up picking that up, but they lose it. The ball's rolling back toward their goal now. No one on SDC is back there to take advantage of that, and Silent does come away with the ball, looking to take it up on the left-hand side.
Silent moving it down the arena, goes through Sewer, trying to dodge around 1, 2, but not the third. But it doesn't matter. They recover their own stolen ball. But it does, again, come a little loose out of their fingers. F7 goes for that deep pass to Fishies. Fishy tries to finish, but Riddler does read it, and it does not work out in their favor. 40 seconds on the clock. xZEN 4 up. I think we're a little bit past mathematical time as they secure another goal in the pocket. I think we know the answer today, Alpha, for who's going to win this one. But hey, doesn't mean SDC can't get a couple of consolation goals and at least come out with a little bit more in terms of their team morale.
Absolutely. Brody's going to try to take the ball for a nice long shot. Doesn't quite connect with their teammate there, and Fishies is going to pick it back up. Fishies might try to go for a mercy. We'll see. That makes all the difference with the MMR for these two teams. Fishies managing to keep possession. Carmilla now with a nice handoff, going for a really high shot. Looks to hit it back down to Fishies. Fishies now looking for someone in the middle, but it is blocked by a 3-person defense on the SDC side. And that's the end of the time right there. Will they get another shot off? Ball's still up in the air. F7 going for another high pass, down to Silent. Silent going for a goal, not successful, and that is the end of our game right there, Martini.
And here we are, xZEN coming out on top 3-0 against, obviously, SDC here. I mean, 5-0 in that last one. Let me throw some points on the board there. 5-0, 3-1, 2-1. It felt like xZEN was almost ramping up their momentum round after round there, Alpha.
Yeah, it started out pretty evenly matched, but I think as xZEN started to read SDC and move to block some of their long shot attempts and to break up their defense, it really started to work out for them. And SDC just kind of played a very static game. They were trying that strategy over and over again and just got intercepted time and time again by xZEN.
Yeah, there's so many times where I could see glimpses of SDC working things out, but obviously it didn't work as well as they had hoped against a team like xZEN. I think maybe they felt a little confident off of that first round. I know we saw that long goal, and I'm always highly critical on some of those backline players when I see a long goal. But I will say that's not the end all be all. As we saw, round one went the way of xZEN. They just had to lock in a little bit and make things work out for themselves in the end. So I'm hoping we can see some more action from SDC in the future, and obviously xZEN, we want to see them continue on with this momentum into their upcoming matches in the following weeks. But any last words on these two teams here, Alpha, before we sign off pretty soon?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see how both of these teams shape up. It looks like we might have some solid silver teams on our hands, maybe even up to gold. And, how they work out throughout the season and how they improve is going to make all the difference. So best of luck to both of them as they continue on with their journey through VRML.
I want to give a quick shout out to one of my personal favorite sponsors, Another Axiom, for providing us with the game we love, and of course for supporting season 1 of VRML. And if you did not know, you can actually support the stream even more by signing up and becoming a VRML member for just $4.99, and you get to unlock a bunch of cool perks. You get to have custom emojis, special loyalty badges, and member shout out in the credits. And I believe there's VIP lounges now in all the Discord servers, so I know I will keep my eye on those. So you might see a little bit more caster commentation in those, just so we can interact with you all and say hi to all the members. And of course, member only live streams. So if you want to rep the community and get those extra perks, become a member today. Thanks for coming out, and of course for watching another VRML Orion Drift cast. We appreciate seeing you all here today, and remember to subscribe and leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. Hopefully we can see you all in the next cast. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any more official matches tonight in terms of being casted. I believe though Jucifer might be doing some off cast himself, so check out that if you want to see some more VRML casts at least tonight. We'll see what we can get going on this week. Otherwise, that'll be it for us. Have a good night.
Orion Drift VRML is brought to you by Another Axiom, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.